ponder over the milestones that I've given you in this lesson while we look at the map to orient you. Please keep in mind that the steps are laid out in a sequential manner, but that doesn't mean they'll happen that way necessarily in real life, but it helps to review it sequentially. So let's start in the left-hand corner in ordinary life. So ordinary life, the heroine is going about her usual business. This is the context of the heroine, where she lives, it's her home base, where she hangs out, what she does, what she looks like, what she likes or doesn't like. It's her current comfort zone, which is often another phrase that I use for ordinary life. But then something happens and there's a call, and that takes her out of her ordinary situation. It may be something external, like a natural disaster, or you're fired from your job or laid off, or you get a promotion, or a relationship breaks up. Or it could be an internal urge to do something different, to go somewhere. There are many internal and external incidents that push us out of our old patterns, ruts, and routines. But we can always refuse the call. That's the beauty of it. We can say, no, I'm not ready. I'm going back to my ordinary life. And often it's these threshold guardians, as they're sensing, as there's a part of you sensing that you're going to be making a leap. They want to warn you and keep you safe. So they say things like, and these could be people external to you or your own internal thoughts. You're not smart enough, you're too old, you're too young, you don't have enough credentials, they're going to laugh at you. You're being selfish, you're just thinking of yourself. You're going to fail. You'll never make enough money. It's interesting that almost everyone hears the same kind of stuff from threshold guardians. But the heroine distinguishes herself because she has to hear that call. It's the call of her soul to grow and develop and evolve. And sometimes answering the call looks like a big leap, like you're really doing something differently to go out onto your adventure into the unknown. Or it could be small sequential steps. It could be some steps and then going back to ordinary life. But eventually, the heroine puts one foot in front of the other and leaves ordinary life and crosses the threshold. And then she's on adventure road. She's on the journey. We also call it into the unknown. And all things happen on the journey, good things, bad things. The threshold guardians can follow you all around there, keep their critical voices talking to you. There also can be people that help you, visible and invisible mentors at work. And then at some point, you arrive in the belly of the whale. It can be like a maze getting there, and there can also be dead ends. But when the heroine experiences lots of turmoil, when she's being shaken up and tossed around, upended, turned upside down, she's in the belly of the whale. And it's a good thing, because this is where she can be born anew. She can see things herself, especially from a different perspective. So it's about shaking off old limiting beliefs and unfolding into a more expansive, more evolved version of herself. And then continuing on adventure road, and look at those threshold guardians are still with you. Fear too can always be your constant companion, but again, the heroine puts one foot in front of the other and keeps going. She's persistent. Dragons are older, more harder to deal with limiting beliefs that maybe you got when you were a child. And sometimes you don't even know you have them. And sometimes they don't come up on a journey. It's not every journey that surfaces a old, difficult belief, which again we call a dragon. But again, they're helpful because they help heal those misconstrued thoughts and beliefs about yourself. You think that they're a part of you and they're really not. They need to be healed and released. And the difference with a woman going on the journey, a heroine or a hero, is oftentimes heroes feel that they have to slay their dragon and move on. Heroines, I've found, embrace their dragon. They want to understand it. They transform their relationship with the dragon. Eventually, as you go on, you'll realize that you've received gifts on the journey. And oftentimes you don't even realize what the gifts are until you're kind of out of that particular journey. But when you do get a chance to look back, gifts could be a new level of awareness or a skill, more confidence, spiritual growth, financial achievement, whatever you needed to learn this time around the journey cycle, you'll be given. And then you cross the return threshold. And what the heroine does is returns to her community, but she has evolved. And her duty is then to share what she's learned with the people around her, with her community. And eventually, a piece of her, all of her, gets to be free to live. And what this is about is because the heroine has released or healed or integrated some aspect of herself that has kept her from being fully who she is, her true self, she now, because of what she learned on the journey, what she experienced, she has the freedom to be who she really is. So that is a walkthrough, and we'll keep referring to the journey. So keep your map at the ready.